VLPSos here. This is a video lesson for Python programming, the interpreter. These lessons are made with the intention that they may be paused so that you can practice. I'm going to begin by starting idle. I've put idle in a folder on my desktop. And when I run it, I get this mostly empty window. An interpreter is a place where we can enter commands into our computer. And if the command makes sense in the language of the interpreter, then it will generate output. The language that we're using is called Python. Idle is not technically the interpreter, but a shell that provides us access to the interpreter of the language. IDLE stands for Integrated Design Language Environment. It's a window where we can see the commands that we type, the output that's generated, error reports if our commands don't make sense, and IDLE colors the text so that we have visual clues as to different parts and pieces and structure of our programs. We can enter a command line by line. In this case, print is a function. We can print a string colored in green, in this case, hello world. And if I hit enter at the end of that command, the interpreter, through idle, will show us the result or the output. Output, in this case, is colored blue. If the command doesn't make sense, then an error report will be generated, colored in red, and it'll attempt to tell me why I got the command wrong. In this case, BLPSos is not defined. We want to immediately get in the habit of writing programs not line by line, command by command, but writing programs in text files that we can save, and then when we run them, the interpreter will read them line by line and respond to the many commands that we can put into our text file. We do that by choosing File and New File. Any text editor can be used to write a program. But if you bring up idle's text editor, then it's going to color what you write and use colors as visual clues and indications as the structure of our language, which is very helpful but not necessary. The first thing that we want to do and get in the habit of doing every time we write a program is to put the title of the program or the name of the file that we are going to save the program under as the first line. I'm going to use a pound symbol so that that first line, which is the name of our file, is not a command that will be read by the interpreter. It's just information that's a part of the file, but not a part of the program. And that first line will be the name of this program that we are beginning to write, which I am going to title CPP-EX1, which stands for Computer Programming Python Example 1, and then underspace the interpreter. I then have a .py. We need to add the .py to the file name so that the text editor knows that it's a Python program and it colors it appropriately. If we don't add the py, and occasionally you might forget, it won't color it with the helpful colors. It'll just be in black and white, but it'll still run like a Python program. This is the name of the file. So if we copy this and save it, then we have our program saved. I've already done that with another file that I have ready to go here. And as I said before, when you save this file, make sure to use the .py in the file name. Text after the pound symbol is not read by the interpreter. Such text is used to make comments within the code. So I haven't written any code yet that I would ask the interpreter to give me output or respond to. My program, which I'm writing in this file, so far only contains comments. And I know they're comments because they're colored red. But more importantly, they come after the pound symbol that's been used. In this program, the comments that I wrote, I've written some words in capitals. And you'll see me write words in capitals if they are words critical to the understanding of computer programming. The word interpreter and comments in red are concepts that we're going to continually use and talk about. So these words are important vocabulary. So this program will do something if it contains a line of code that is not a comment. And in this case, I'm going to type the familiar command, hello world. I now have a line that the interpreter will respond to. And if I save my program and run it, then I can see that idle has started and responded to my program. Let me include that the line above is the only line in this program that is executed. It uses the print function with hello world as input. And of course, these keywords critical for understanding that we'll use many times have been put in capitals: program, executed, function, and input. I saved my program and ran it with some keyboard commands that are very helpful. Use Control-S to quickly save a program and F5 to quickly run it. You don't have to use those keyboard commands. You could choose them from options in these menus. Run has its own menu option, and Save is under the File menu. We save and run so often, I recommend using the keyboard commands. When we save a file, the asterisks in the window header at top will go away. The asterisk at the very beginning of the header is an indication that you've made a change to the file that is not yet saved. So if I save by typing Control-S right now, you can see the asterisks disappear because I've just saved and I've made no modifications afterwards. My program is ready to run. Now you. Write a program that when run displays hello world and your name. Try saving the file with the name myfirst.py. Put the name of the file as a comment at the top of the program. You should be ready to do that after this simple example.